we'll go through in focusing your smart plan process. So for smart plan, I just want to let you know that we have my smart plan and team smart plan. So as you know, for my smart plan, this is only visible on your account. So it means you're the only one who can see this, not your teammates or even the owner of the team account. All right. And Team Smart Plan, this is the smart plan that is visible to everyone. All right. Now, we'll go through in on how Smart Plan works. All right. So this is like a drip campaign. Not sure if everyone is familiar with that, but let me go ahead and let's start though in creating a smart plan and on how it works. So of course, in creating a smart plan, you should have a plan name. So at least you would know if what is the smart plan you preferably want to add or run over to a specific client or lead. All right. Now, target lead type, of course, we have options here like buyer and seller, renter, other. Now, this is like a sensitive one because if you choose buyer and then you wanna, let's say, add this to a seller, and there's a possibility that this smart plan will not show up because again it's like case sensitive. If it's buyer, it will only show up to a buyer leads only, not to a seller, buyer and seller, or renter. All right. Now, so application condition. Now, guys, I just want to let you know that these are sensitive as well. Now, let's say you only want to apply this to a newly created lead. All right. But then this plan is like, or let's say you preferred to have this smart plan added to a specific or old lead, the one that is already existing on your CRM. This will not show up unless this one, the fourth option, whenever leads meet the specified condition, is checked. As you can see, there's a drop down, include current applicable leads or exclude current applicable leads. Now, let me know if you have questions. All right. Just stop me if you have any questions so we can answer. All right.
Is it possible, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, is it possible that you can maybe just give us like a situation that you would use that in?
Um,
So like
we
you
can
had
actually.
an option. Um, Go back to that screen you were on where it showed like the options.
All right, sure.
So where you have like when specified leads are newly created, so
Uh-huh.
would that just be when someone's brand new, like that very first one up to the left?
This one? For this one,
Yeah.
this is just for newly created leads, for all the ones that are new on your leads. I mean, on your CRM, that will come in on your CRM. But this one is included all the current leads that you already have.
So you can decide if it's just something that happens with a new lead, and then you can
Yes.
also decide if
Well,
it's something that you can do to all leads. So you can
yes,
just really specify what
that's right.
kind of, okay.
Yes, we really need to do that because we may need to make sure that everything is specified. There is a specification on that, but just want to let you know that we have a library that you can check on as well. I can go through this though. Okay. Before creating a lead, so let's say we will use this smart plan from the library. Buyer lead cold workflow. So it means that this is the plan name and this is the targeted lead type. So as you can see, all of the options for target lead type are included on this one. And the application condition is newly created only. All right.
Mm.
So it means it will be applicable to all the new leads, not to the current or existing leads that you have. All right.
Gotcha.
Now, This is very interesting part, this one. Some of our clients are kind of confused about this. So auto pause when, I will have that discuss after we discuss the steps. Okay. So
Okay.
you have a first step that you can do for the drip campaign or for the smart plan. So for example, you want to send the auto email. All right. Now you have an option to wait for how many minutes or days before sending the first step to the lead. Since this is a newly created lead, you can go ahead and wait for 10 minutes, let's say. You can go ahead and wait for 10 minutes before sending the first step, which is sending the email. All
Hmm.
right. Or you can go ahead and change sending an auto text. You can set a task if you want to call them right away. You have an option to do that. You have an option as well to change pipeline. So in changing pipeline, it means that once there's a newly created lead, automatically you want to change the pipeline. So for example, you want to change it or move it to nurture, to warm, pending, and so on. All right. Now, what else? Change group. You have an option to do that. I know you have other groups added on your account. You can go ahead and add that as well. And others are actually self-explanatory, but yeah, that's really how it works. And you can go ahead and do that on your second step. You have an option to wait for how many days, or even like 7 days, up to you. You can go ahead and set it up. All right. But just to let you know, setting up a call, it will just give you a task. All right. Or
Yeah.
will just remind you to call the client or the lead. And that's really how it works. But for example, you have already called the client and they answered. You have marked this as talked. All right. Now, this
Mhm.
is where the auto pause when will kick on. So, for example,
Uh,
um, if the lead responds, or for example, the client already answered the call, right? And you have marked it as talked, and then you have checked this an outbound call is logged as talk, that's when the smart plan will stop. Following?
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this smart plan might be one where you're trying to connect with a person.
Yep,
And
your
so
lead.
once you connect, you might not want this to keep trying to connect with them because you've already connected. So you're
Yes,
having it automatically stop. So
correct.
you're not bugging them after that.
Yes, exactly. Because
Okay.
most of our clients or leads, as you know, don't want to be bombarded with everything that is that they are receiving from us. For example, a text or an email, and we just repeatedly giving them the same context of the email or text, right? Now, but of course, you have an option. If you don't want to choose any of the auto postman, up to you. You have an option to do that.
Then you
But
can just pause it yourself manually.
yes, correct. You can
Okay.
go ahead and stop and do that. Actually, I'm not sure if um you have a lead here with a smart plan, but normally if you will stop the smart plan, you have an option to click the what do you call this, the trash bin
Mhm.
in the side. There will be an option to do that. But yep.
Yeah, there's probably some examples in there, but
Yeah.
we can
All right,
stop
let's
that
see.
if we have to.
Right.
So
So
I do have a question
sure.
real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, under the where you have change group, like where you
Mm-hmm.
have under number one, where you currently have it as change group,
Mm-hmm.
up a little bit, the to the left a little
This
there.
one.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Okay. So all those options, basically, it used to be you just set up email campaigns, but with Chime, you have the ability to do email, text. You can set up
Yeah.
follow-up in
Correct.
any of these things. So the question I have
Mm-hmm.
is, I notice when, where it says immediately, and I don't think you can change the first one now, but like the second one where it says wait 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any reason why Chime doesn't allow you to pick a specific date?
Well, actually, we have that option, but that's what we call customized smart plan. I will show
Okay.
you though. Let me open another tab.
So like if
Um,
I wanted to make a, because what I ran into, Kathy, is I wanted to
mhm.
make a smart plan that just set something out every single holiday.
You
And
have
I was trying to find a way to do that where I could send it like the day of that holiday for the
holiday.
whole year without
Mm-hmm.
having to do like a separate plan for each holiday.
Oh, well, actually, that's not yet possible.
That's
We
what I
can
thought.
we can go ahead and have a specific date, as you can see here. We have New Year, Christmas, Valentine's Day, specific date, and that's what I was about to
Okay.
recommend the specific date that you wanna use or send to your client. So they have birthdays, close date, and custom field. Now, for this is the specific date that I was referring to earlier. As you can see, you have a
Mhm.
specific date where you wanna send the smart plan to each of your leads. And of course, there will still be an application condition here.
If you wanted it. Yeah.
For a specific date. But if you want to go through as well in sending it during Christmas and New Year, we have a recurring plans here that you can go ahead and use.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something they could ever add, you think, where you can actually schedule certain dates in the smart plan? And like where they have immediately, they always have like days, time. Like would it ever be possible that they could just put a calendar and you could just pick dates?
Well, actually, in for creating a smart plan, this is normally what we have, and we usually use the standard plan in doing so if that's what you would like to do, but you need to go ahead and manually count the days.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Mm.
Okay.
And
That's
this will
one
go
question
through
I
the
was
wait
ran into.
days.
Okay.
Yep. So that's really how it works. So again, going back to autopause when, so if ever the lead responds or reaches out and this one is checked for autopause when, automatically the smartman will be paused. All right. If they responded to the email and they have or they you have checked this auto pause when for the leads responded, then this will be paused. All right. And if the lead pipeline changes, so for example, from newly created pipeline, as you can see here, these are the pipelines. So if the new if the new lead will be let's say will be in the nurture pipeline, will be transferred to nurture pipeline, automatically the lead will be paused. So same as okay, for example, the tags that triggered that smart plan are deleted. So if you deleted the smart plan, automatically the smart plan will pause. All right. The source of the lead changes. So the source that we're referring to is this one. Um this one. So if the source changes automatically, the smart plan will pause. So normally that's really how it works for smart plan. It will make your life easier, but of course it's you really need to be mindful about what you're doing or what's the specific date or time or hours that you want to set up for each step, so at least your clients will not be bombarded.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Any
Kathy, I have a
questions?
question.
Just
In reference
clarification.
to
Sure.
the smart plans, so
Mm-hmm.
I know you can set them up to where they'll trigger, like if a new lead comes in, then you can have smart
Mm-hmm.
plan trigger to that. What, how can you do to where, say they come in and say that they're, looking for a home in the next 6 months. So you have a 6-month plan. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, in one of those responses to the smart plan that the client kicks back and says, now I'm for a year. How can we have where a smart plan will pick that up and go, okay, now we need to kick her over to or him to a year program automatically?
Actually, that's what we have added in our roadmap. But we have a same client that is asking with that same question. We don't have in an. I think you're referring to if they responded and requested for a 1 year. You can actually set a 1 year smart plan process by clicking this one. I'm not sure if I'm answering your question though, but as you can see, you have an option to start smart plan, but it's not automatic though. All right.
Hmm.
You can't automatically, let's say,
I guess
they have
I might
responded.
be able to I might be able to help a little with this. If they're responding to the smart plan,
Mm-hmm.
it's notifying the agent.
Yes, of course. They
So
will.
if the agent gets notified that they're communicating by email or text,
Mm-hmm.
then that's going to become your responsibility
To set up
to
another smart plan.
put them on a different
Right. But
plan.
say I'm on vacation and I'm gone and they respond, hey, like I just had one
That would
yesterday.
have to be an AI thing. Like if the AI did it, you could probably, I don't know. I don't
Can
know.
the
Yep.
AI
Well,
set smart plans?
Well, actually, that's what I was about to discuss as well, that we can't run Smart Plan and AI at the same time because it might confuse the system. And again, the client might be bombarded for that because if AI will be communicating with the client and then there's a smart plan running there, and then that's every day for AI to communicate with the client. And even though you have a scheduled plan for each step of your smart plan, they will still receive a notification or communication from you that might have your, client upset or any emotions that they may feel about this. Because again, they might be bombarded with everything with the same context of the email or follow ups.
Mhm.
But with your situation, the situation you have provided, we can go ahead and do that. But as you can see, the smart plan will pause if this lead reaches out, but there's no assurance that we can go ahead and automatically start another smart plan for that specific client for another year. So it would be best if you can manually do it on your end.
You know, I'm just saying, say that you had like 10,000 leads and you have to adjust all those and you're
Mhm.
getting say you're getting 1,000 leads a day and you're having to trying to adjust from one smart plan to another, that could be a full-time job because people would change their minds through the process. So
Mhm.
that's a lot.
Why would you want 10,000 leads? I guess is what I'm wondering.
I'm just saying, if you had
Just
10,000 people in your database,
mhm.
you've got them all set up, and then they're all starting to do different things. That means you're going to
Mhm.
have to manually manage all that.
Man,
I
I
thought that
get
you
your
can
point.
actually to the point where you can actually have these things starting to trigger. There's triggers,
Mhm.
and then
You
that way
can
it's
have triggers, but there are certain triggers. For instance, that I think is at the top part, Kathy. I remember seeing, what is it?
Mhm.
If can you scroll up a little bit so I can see if I can see it
Sure.
on your um I think it's the application
Application
conditions.
condition. Mhm.
Yeah, this is where you can do a lot of triggering, but it's it can get pretty complicated depending on how, if you're like when you're talking managing 10,000 leads, you've got to have this pretty tight because you can put like when a specified lead has certain behavior.
correct.
So when you click on when a
Mhm.
specified, if she clicks on that, see all the behaviors it gives you.
Correct.
If they leave a message, if they save a listing, if they, what is that, view a
Views
listing three
one listen
times,
3 times.
request
Yep.
a showing. So these are the triggers that you have to work from
That
currently
would cause that smart plan to come into play.
that could cause the smart plan to start. And then you can also, if they do, you can also make it where she was at the bottom where it said smart plan. You can have another smart plan that kicks in
Yep.
when that one's over.
Running.
Like
Correct.
but it's not going to read their email and make decisions for you on what the next smart plan is.
But they read an
Yep.
action.
Yeah, but they will read an action.
So the
Correct.
action can trigger that. So my whole thought was like, say that they viewed a listing 3 times.
Mhm.
So, and then all of a sudden you have to have another smart plan maybe kick over and say, hey, I've noticed you saw this property 3 times. That'd be
Or
that'd be a separate.
instead of reaching out to them, you could say they reviewed a listing 3 times.
Yeah.
You can have that trigger a tag that automatically tags them as, heavily looking. And then that can trigger another plan.
A plan. Yep, that's right.
So you have to
But you still
layer
got
it.
the other plan running.
You have to layer it. What other plan?
So apparently
I'm not even talking about a plan. I'm talking about, for that one would be people that are on a current, they're getting properties, but maybe you haven't talked to them in a long time and they view a listing 3 times. Instead of having the plan just immediately reach out to them, you might just want to tag them differently so that it moves them in a different category in your database.
Mhm.
And then you can have another smart plan layered on top of, so you can have a smart plan that tags them, then have another smart plan that actually starts a different plan to kind of stay in contact with them a
The
little
process.
bit more frequently.
That's
there's a lot
right.
of plans going on.
There are a lot of plans. That's what's really
Yes.
Chime, and that's why I picked Chime, is because to me, there's very few companies that have the ability for you to layer as much as you can layer with them. And not every plan has to be for the benefit of reaching out to someone. It
I
can
agree.
just be for the benefit of reorganizing people based on their behaviors.
Mhm.
So that's why when you guys ask me, like, why don't we have more pipelines or more groups? Because you have more opportunity with tags to query or to keep your people organized than you do with a group or a pipeline.
Right.
Because you have unlimited amount of tags. You can make a tag for
Anything.
the tags can be seller. You can have a person in there as a seller that views a listing 3 times and have them tagged differently than a person who's listed as a buyer and views a listing 3 times.
Correct.
Because right. So I mean, there's so many, the options are really endless. Yes.
Yep, but
Yeah.
it's kind of you just need to create multiple smart plan for each of the smart plan that you want to run on every plan that you want to create. If you want to
Correct.
run multiple smart plan to each smart plan that you want to apply to a specific lead.
Yeah.
But I know this will be all worth it for you guys, since as you mentioned that you're not always in front of your computer. um Example, you're in a vacation, at least there will be a communication with through smart plan to each of your leads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, if I'm going to be on vacation, I only want to talk to people who are like requesting a showing
So, yep, correct.
or something that's urgent, not
Exactly.
I started, tagging and favoriting
Right.
properties.
And at least there's someone who's following up with them, even though you're on a vacation. But yeah, any questions from your team aside from
Yeah,
you
you guys are
guys?
quiet. I feel like you guys are just listening in. Anybody
I do
out
have
there have
something to
questions?
add.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, with the way that I have my connect portion set of my pipeline,
Mm-hmm.
and like going off of what Mark was saying, I have basically set up like my connect general, and I base it off of tags, and I just have like 3 categories. I just have my connect general, and it's like a tag that trigger, like if I assign that tag to that person in my connect page, it follows up a certain amount of times, and then if I get and if they respond to my smart plan, it
Mm-hmm.
pauses it, and it gets me, it gets me to reevaluate that lead, and then I get to add another tag to it, and so I have like connect general, then I have connect 3 months, or then if I feel like they
Mm-hmm.
change their mind, I have like a connect uh 1 year, and then
Mm-hmm.
that and that's how I kind of organize my um
So you did it
basically
based
I have a
on their
smart.
time frame.
Yeah, so for a portion, I have like just a typical smart plan, but then I have like little backup smart plans that I just
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I get that feeling that they're gonna take a lot longer, or they tell me that, I just
Mm,
automatically add that I just
So what you
add
did,
that
Marcus,
tag.
yeah, you made it so when you add a tag, it triggers the smart plan so that you don't have to go in and manually put them on a smart plan.
right. Well, actually, that's a
Right,
good
exactly.
practice for at least if you want to keep on you keep the smart plan running and have a communication with each specific tag. That's the best thing that you can do as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just like swap the tags instead of connect
Right.
general tag. I have it as a connect 1 year. That way,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still sending them the same type of material. Well, not material, but same type of a language.
Like,
You
yep.
know, of following up. But it's like if it's 1 year, it's well
Not
for
as
me,
often,
it's like a
probably.
little.
Right.
Exactly, not as often, and it's styled a little differently. Hey, I know we mentioned, or I
Mm-hmm.
know that we were thinking about a year, whatever. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
have that. And sorry, I don't mean
I
to
love that actually.
take take the spotlight.
No, it's
But
fine. Actually,
one,
that's a good sharing to each of your teammates. It's very
yeah,
helpful.
yeah, thank you. And one other small thing, I don't know if you're gonna, I'm sure you're gonna go over that, but like the conditional questions. I
Mm-hmm.
know that there's not a lot of options out there, but it's cool that it can do like a if statement. If you click on the conditional questions, it has
Mm-hmm.
like, if you're actually, you see in your, if you actually X out of that little screen, and if you
Okay.
go right there, you see that blue, it says plus conditional questions. If you go down a little bit
This
down,
one. Yep.
right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So, and if you click first time home buyer, and it can do a yes and no type of a
Mm-hmm.
situation. If it is a first time home buyer, then it does this. If it's not a first time home buyer, it does that.
Yep. That's
Um,
right.
and then
You
I think
Now,
actually,
how does it know if they're a first time home buyer, Kathy? Is that something that's done through the AI?
Well,
that
this
was a
is
question
through
I had too.
the actually
Oh,
the smart plan process. So for example, this is usually or this is the first step that you want to take, right? In sending to the newly created lead. So your first question is, are you a first time buyer? Because if yes, because that would normally show up though if what type of lead they have. So for example, as you can see, we have a target lead type. So if these are actually, hold on.
I think I think these might be
Um
tied into the AI because I think those are questions that the AI asks, isn't it?
Yes.
Normally, yep, but I'm confirming
Oh,
though. Hold on, let me check.
I
I'm
haven't used those
confirm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Is that new? Is this
Nope,
a new
but
feature?
this is already here. Sorry, I'm checking something here. Hmm.
I wonder if it's something we have to mark
Yep.
on them somewhere. Not sure
I
where.
mean,
Alicia.
you
Yeah.
So with I know I'm not entirely sure of how that's done, but I think I remember if you click on your specific lead or a specific person, I think that on the left hand side of each lead, there's like the details, and then it has mailing address, pre-qualified, house to sell, first time home buyer, or agent. And I know that typically the AI, if a lead is taken through an AI, they have that the AI auto populates that section. But if it
Um,
doesn't, you can actually manually go in into each lead and actually fill out those. I'm actually looking at mine right now. I'm just going to a random contact. If you click on your random contact, then you edit their details. I think you can actually change. Yeah, yeah, right here. You
yeah,
can
I
change
do see.
first time home buyer, pre qualified. So it has a whole like home
Okay, so
anniversary.
that So if you were, say, calling leads and qualifying people and you're answering those questions when
Right.
you're on a call with somebody or when you're forwarding with people, you could fill that in on their contact and have a subsequent smart plan that would trigger it based on you filling that in, is
Yeah,
my
based on you,
guess.
yes, based on you filling that in, it can have a
Okay,
yes and no type of a, I guess, flow.
that's
If
pretty
you know,
cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. Hmm. So it sounds like what they're trying to do, Kathy, is it sounds like they're trying to get it to where you only have to work from your contact page,
Mm-hmm.
and any activity you do to a contact, you can just have different things that happen in the background when you click certain things.
The dominoes.
So when you're adding a
Mm,
tag, your smart plan's triggering based on that tag. When you're
correct.
changing, when you're putting your information in about their situation and you put that they're a first-time home buyer and they're not looking for a certain amount of time, you
That
can
makes
have a
sense.
subsequent plan that would trigger for that
Yep.
particular type of buyer. That's pretty cool,
Actually,
guys.
that would work. But um, I'm I'm confused as well. I mean, I'm not confused. I'm just curious as to where the conditional conditions came from. It's not new though, but the questions are. So I may need to park this one, and I will go
Well, you
ahead
can always ask
and
too if you, yeah, like find
mm,
out if we're interpreting that correctly.
right,
'Cause
and I'll
maybe
go
we're
ahead
making
and
this
send this
up.
over to you guys. No, actually, you
Well,
have a
I
good
know
point.
Chime is always adding new things, and like I'm
Yep,
all, it's hard to
every now
keep
and
up with
then,
all this stuff.
actually, we have
But I love that about
new
Chime.
updates.
They're constantly
Thank
changing,
you.
doing new things. Yeah.
Yep. And yes, I have a part question here for the questions, conditional questions that we have. I will go ahead and get back to you
Okay.
on that. All right, no problem.
That's
What
awesome. Thank
else?
you.
Yep.
Anybody else have any questions?
Any suggestions that you can share as well on your or any sharing that you can have with us, what you have
I mean,
done
Kathy,
so
I'll be
far?
honest. I am so basic with my smart plans. Like mine are just like I'm gonna do one today for a
Right,
party
just
we're having
following up.
Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's just a little quick one that runs for like a week.
Right.
Like a lot of the other ones, or like the ones for the agents I use, like that sends
Mm-hmm.
them a message every week to remind them of certain things.
Mm.
But
But
I have
using
not done a
tags
really good
and
job.
yep.
Yeah,
It's
and I
fine
want to do
though.
better. And I think that it's the challenge, I think, with this is that each person's database is very
Mhm.
different.
Right.
So it's hard as like a as a what I know that they call me a team lead in here,
Mhm.
but as a broker, it's hard to just make general ones
Right. I
that
agree.
apply to everybody. Yeah, because
Correct.
Shannon, she might have tags that are more important to what she does in her business that
Mhm.
may not apply to everyone
Apply.
else.
Correct.
Yeah. But what I would say, you guys, encourage you guys, if you're making smart plans, always make them team plans,
Mhm. So
because
others can
then
use it as
other
well.
people can copy it. Yeah, like we
Yep.
can copy it, make it our own,
Mhm.
and then we're helping each other out. So we're not all reinventing
Exactly.
the wheel or yeah. So I always try to make my plans that are not, not
Team.
the agent plans, but I try to make the team plans when I do make a plan. I
Mhm.
try to make it
Right.
so everyone can use
It's
it.
a good start.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if anybody else is going to ask questions, but I always come prepared with questions. Um, so
Uh-huh.
what about, I notice now, and I used this recently, that
Okay.
you can, and maybe I just never recognized it before, but I could
Mhm.
actually embed a YouTube video into my plan, like into my email.
Email. Yep. You can go ahead and
I
do that.
believe, I don't know that it doesn't play in the email, but it set up the preview with the play button so that I could, was it in here?
You have an option to embed it here,
Yeah.
and you have an option to insert a YouTube video. Yep, you can go ahead and do that.
Yeah. So I thought that was a great thing because then you could make video part of your follow-up. So when
Yep.
people first come, you can say, hi, I'm so
Well,
and so.
but the question is, what's the percentage of it actually going to their actual email compared to going spam? Do you know?
Well, actually, normally here in Chime, we can only get an information from our back end if how many percentage does the each of the CRM has for a bounced email or spam emails, most especially if you will be triggered to do a, I'm not sure if you have it here. Okay, you don't have. Most especially if you, it will prompts you to go through an opt-in email. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. So opt-in email is a trigger if there's a high bounce rate on your CRM. All right, it means
Which we don't have. That's good.
yes, actually, which you don't have. And that's a very good practice because if you have an opt-in email, that means that you have a high bounce rate and spam emails or bad emails. So for opt-in email, we just need a confirmation or approval from your leads if they will allow you guys to go ahead and if they will allow you to send them an emails.
Yeah.
But normally we don't really see if how or what's if what is the bounce rate that you have, but we can check that with our back end if in case that you'll receive an opt-in message.
And I think I have a place to access. I don't know if it gives me what you guys would give, but I think there's a place. I thought I saw some place where I could see bounce rates or something. I can't remember. But yeah, I haven't heard of issues of people getting my emails. I think like with everything though, you just have to let people know
Mm-hmm.
that you're talking to. You need to tell them, hey, I'm sending you something. And if they're not, if they're leads or whatever, then it's, it might just maybe send. That's why I recommend your first email should be plain Jane, no pictures, no
Right.
attachments, nothing. And then you can
Mm-hmm.
tell them, hey, save this email to your, tell them in your text to save the email or to check their spam or whatever, because what
Agree.
you're going to send them in the future. But yeah, so like try to stay away from fancy email signatures or anything that's just in
Yes,
general, you guys, like
correct.
always try to keep
And
your stuff simple.
I agree with you. And in regards with email bounce, as I can see here, we have on our advanced filter for email
Oh,
bounce.
there you
This
go.
is, yep, but this is normally what we have. Let me remove the nurture. So this is the email bounced that we have here. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Email was bounced. So
Okay.
you can go ahead and check who were the leads that has a bounced email or you have a
Yeah.
bounced email. Hmm.
And poor Denise, it was my fault that happened to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I accidentally bounced all of her leads.
Leads
Yes, because I
are.
put the wrong email addresses in and then we sent out a big
Mm,
email and they weren't right and it bounced a
I
whole bunch of
see.
locked her up to she has to get people to opt in now. It's all my fault. I feel
I
bad,
see.
but it's okay. Just don't do that. I'm down. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen again. But yeah,
Yep.
you'll see a lot of her names was in there. Anybody else have any questions or
Yep.
suggestions or ideas for stuff with smart plans that maybe you would like to try,
Mm.
but just need
That you
help
can
with?
share as well. Any smart plan that you have already created that you want to share to everyone,
Yeah.
that at least we can have any idea on how we can
I
do it as well.
I do have something quick to add.
Sure.
Along the lines of bounced emails and stuff. I ran into a little bit of an issue whenever I was sending like homes to people. I know this is off topic from smart plans, but I'm sure it could go along with smart plans a little bit since we email from smart plans. But I
Mm-hmm.
had a situation where whenever I sent listings out to people, it would
Mm-hmm.
bounce or not bounce, it'd send it to like a promotions tab for them or something like that. But what Alicia I think recommended, and I think Missy mentioned also, and also I went on a forum. But if anyone ever has an issue with, or they want to like, I don't know, for the future prevent any bouncing emails, you can send what is it, welcome emails. I don't know if you guys mentioned that or not already, but I actually tested that and I started just sending pretty much any new clients that I'll get. I just send them a welcome email right away through Chime, and
Yeah.
that actually shows up, I think, on their front page. And by them looking at it or interacting with it, I think it kind of registers in Gmail uh to prioritize that email or your emails. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've
Mm,
tried that and it worked. And like basically if
good.
you go to the contact itself and you go and you click the little three dots on any specific contact, you can manually send a welcome email.
Send welcome
And so
email. Yep.
yeah, I had that issue like where it would kind of go to spam or whatever. And then I
Mm,
started right away from any new, leads or people. I just send a welcome email and then I send a just a regular, whatever listing. And then actually it's a good open rate for both of them. So seems like it works. I don't know. Just in case if it helps anyone.
well, actually, that makes sense because if there's a bounced email, the opt-in email that we are sending to them, or that we are requiring you to send them, is like a welcome email, but they just need to click the I'm not sure if the action is to approve or accept, something like that, because if they did, then it means that they are allowing you guys to send them an email, because as you can see, the status will be marked as bounced, and it might be on a invalid or bad email. So as long as you send them a welcome email, it's like sending them an opt-in email. That's a good practice, Mark. Good job.
Okay.
Anything else that you want to add, Alicia? Hello?
Sorry, guys. I got kicked off because of my internet
Oh,
issues.
okay.
Did
It's
everybody get
fine.
lost or was it just me? Was it just me?
I think it was just you.
Okay, good. I'm glad it didn't affect you guys. So what I missed, I know Mark was talking about
Property alerts.
the property alerts, or well, he was talking about sending them the welcome email to make sure that shows up in the right place in their email
Yeah.
account.
It just makes any emailing to that client a lot better. Like, because I'm sure that, even smart plans, I'm sure it sends emails still through any other emails that Chime provides. So it just makes it a lot better for me personally. Like I tested it on my own account and then any other leads, like I just got a much better open rate after that as soon as I send a welcome email first.
Oh, that's good to know. I like that.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing.
And as what I've mentioned to everyone while you're away, Alicia, that the welcome email that Mark tried is like the same as the opt-in email that we are sending to a high bounced emails. So if we send them, at the very bottom of the email, there will be like a accept or approved link that they need to click on in order for them to in order for you guys to be allowed to send them an email or notifications. So it's simple as same as sending welcome email. And again,
Gotcha.
that's a good practice that Mark is trying to do actually on his end. But everyone can try that as well. And if you have any suggestions, just let us know. Feel free to let your teammates know so they can go ahead and do it on their end as well.
Awesome.
Right?
Anyone else
Any
have any
questions?
questions?
Everyone? If
Missy?
you don't have further question, or you're just shy to ask question, you can always
Kathy, sorry.
review. Oh, sure. Hi.
Hi, it's Nathan. I do get a question,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not about a smart plan. It's gonna be
Okay.
under the reporting tab.
Okay.
Yeah, at the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I tried to scroll down a bit here, and it says here email open rate, which is, I think it's
That's what I
really
was
good.
looking for.
Yeah. If you can
Yeah.
scroll down a bit, yeah, that one is, yeah, which,
This one?
yeah, it's a good. I think it's a good data of showing who are the people who are, opening most when it comes to
Most,
the email. Yeah.
yeah.
Is there like a way where we can check the response rate as well, like who responded the most from the clients or from the leads that we got?
Well, actually, we don't have that option yet. But as
Mhm.
far as I remember, this is already added as well on our roadmap, but no
Okay.
specific time if when it will be added to our feature. But of course, you will know if there's already a new update again here in
Thanks.
in our CRM. But yep,
Okay.
that one is a good point.
Because there might be like a couple of emails that we missed from that
Mm,
person, and then we noticed that, okay, that
agree.
person is actually, she's on the top 10 who
Yep,
respond to our email. Then, yeah,
I agree.
thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. Anyone else?
Does anybody have any other questions about Chime just in general? I think
Yep,
we've
or
got like,
clarification.
I'm trying to think if I have any other ones myself.
Sure, no problem.
I'm looking at mine.
And again, Alicia, I owe you one here about the conditional questions.
Okay. Yeah, that's
I'll have
awesome.
that um emailed to you as well. No problem.
Okay.
And as well as the recording. Once I have it available, I'll send it to you for sure.
That would be awesome. This is
Yep,
very helpful.
actually.
Um,
And I have learned as well a lot from you guys. I'm not
oh,
really yep, I'm not really good with Smart Plan. I know Smart Plan how it works, but as to what Mark is doing, that's really, amazing. He's doing it like exploring things here in Chime, which is very good. At least everyone can get an idea on how it work or how we can do it.
yeah, I mean,
Um,
oh, go ahead, Nathan.
Sorry about that. I'll go back to Smart Plan, Kathy.
Sure.
Maybe you can share one of the best practices in a Smart Plan that you encounter, or maybe the other agents from, different companies who are practicing that you'd like to share to us.
Well,
Interesting to know.
actually, just the same as basic as what we have discussed. That's the usual smart plan that they are processing. But as what I have mentioned earlier, smart plan cannot be available to everyone. All right. As you'll see here that when we create a smart plan, the target lead type is kind of sensitive and for application condition. So, for example, as you can see, carry and sparks BS. So that's buyer and seller, right? Now, if this smart plan is saved, buyer and seller is there, this will be available to them if you add them manually. All right, because
Mm-mm.
again, not every smart plan will be available to each of your leads. That would depends if what is the lead type they have, pipeline group, source, and tags. All right, that's normally what we have or encounter here in Chime. Now they will
Um,
ask, for example, let's go to Team Smart Plan. They will say, seller no response AI, it's not showing up as an option when I try to add manually. All right. Now the first thing that you need to check is the lead type. So as you can see, lead type is just S. It's seller only. So if you will click on this one, the plus sign for adding smart plan, seller lead type will not be available for you. unless it's buyer and seller. Following? That's normally the confusion a lot has when they um want to apply a smart plan manually.
Yeah.
Now,
I
mhm.
had that happen to me once and I was like, where's that screen? I can't find it. I was trying to
Yep.
apply. We have one called new buyer process or
Uh-huh.
new buyer something. And I was
Mhm.
trying to apply it to someone and I'm like, where'd it go? Oh my
Yep.
gosh, it's gone. And then come to find out it's because they were a seller.
Yeah.
They were
That's
listed as
the
a seller, so it didn't
confusion.
show up.
Yep, that's the normal confusion that we have from our clients. And as well as, for example, its target lead type is seller, but the application condition is different. So, for example, seller, correct, but the application condition, let's say the pipeline, there is a pipeline, but there's no tag. Sometimes it will not show up. All right,
Yeah,
it will not trigger to show up since the pipeline and tag is different. So that's normally the confusion here, but that is one thing that I want to share to you guys to avoid confusions as well.
yeah.
But normally it's same process that other has on their end.
Can you go to the smart plan, just the list of all the smart plans again in my
Oh,
account?
sure.
Um, and I was gonna show them,
Okay. Team Smart Plan.
yeah, Team's fine.
All right.
But I was gonna show them where you could see it on here, the type. It has a column that shows you all the types that that smart plan is available for on like the left side.
This one.
No, go back. Go back one, like back a
Okay.
screen. On the list, like right there in the middle where it says type.
Okay.
Yeah, it shows you like in this list, you'll
Yeah.
see everything.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And you'll
So you'll
see it as well,
see,
the application condition.
yeah. Now I do have a suggestion. I actually already put this in,
Okay.
but I wish they had a search.
Alicia. Sorry, I think Alicia has a bad connection as well.
We lost her. We just wait for a
Yep.
couple of minutes.
Let's
Thank
just
you.
wait for her. But yeah, guys, you have an option here to see all the type, the application condition, just in case you wanna send this over manually to your leads, and as well as even if it's not auto apply, you still have an option to manually send it to your leads, just
What
to
is
let
R?
you know.
What is R and other? I know it B and S and B and SR, but what is R and other under
That's
the type?
renter, and
Uh,
the yep, the
other.
other is like I'm not sure if what is specific for other, but aside from BS, B and S are there's other clients aside from there, from them.
Gotcha. Hmm.
Yep. Hi
Thank you.
Alicia, you're back. Oh,
Sorry,
sorry,
it's my
Missy.
internet. It's just my
Yep.
air. I'm on my phone Wi-Fi.
I see, no
Um,
problem.
but did you hear my suggestion or did it cut out?
No, it's
Okay,
true. Sorry.
my suggestion was to put a search bar on this page so you could search smart
Mm.
plans and find them and
Uh,
be able to like, so like if I want to find a smart plan, I could just search for it at the top and have it, just list the ones that match what I'm searching
Good
for.
suggestion. I can go
Sure.
ahead and park this one and send this over to our backend. No problem. Search bar
Makes
on
the
the smart
Yeah.
makes the
plan.
work
Yep.
easier.
Right. Yeah,
Because
sure.
we have, we're going to be adding more and more. We already have a nice list, and it's
Actually,
like,
and you have a long list. As you can see, you have a lot to scroll down. But yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
And I was like, it'd be nice just to search like pie, and then we could find all pie party,
Right.
or I could search, whatever. You get what I'm saying.
Sure. No problem.
But yeah, that would be awesome.
Sure.
Hey, Missy, I heard the other thing. I use other for people that are like my vendors or other realtors, people that I don't necessarily plan on buying or selling necessarily. So like, I
Mhm.
don't want them to get spammy stuff from me unless I've talked to them and they've told me that they're going to buy or sell. Then I may put them in a different bucket. But like, so like, for instance, like Kelly Craycraft, she would be an other. Or
Mhm.
like
Gotcha.
my mom and dad, they're an other. It's like they're, if they ever buy or sell, they're not using anyone else. So I'm not gonna keep sending them stuff, unless they want it.
Yep. You can manually send them, of course, but
Yeah,
you just need to make sure that they're included under the type or lead type for other.
correct. So other could be like your Christmas card list, family, friends,
Friends, yep, correct.
anybody that you don't want to necessarily market heavy, but you do want them in your database.
Yes. There's no
That's what I put.
specific for other though. There's no specific, unlike for buyer, seller, renter, other, yes, it can be your friends, family, and
Mhm.
yep,
And then if they
anything.
start, if you notice that they've got their own pregnant with their fourth kid and they live in a 2-bedroom, you might move to the
Yes,
buyer.
of course. Yep.
Awesome. Does anybody
Yep.
have anything else? We've
Anything else?
reached
Any
2 o'clock.
suggestion?
Have you guys found this helpful?
I hope.
We're
I
so
hope
quiet
they
today.
I hope they learned something, or if you have any suggestion, guys. But of course,
I like,
So,
again, we'll be sending this recording.
It
yeah.
was
so
definitely helpful.
it's been helpful, but I just want to say, I'm looking at this on my cell phone because my internet is not working. And so my screen size is like, teeny, teeny, weeny, tiny little. And I'm like, I'm trying really. So I can guarantee you that I have questions, but I can't right now because I can't even, I can barely follow along because I've tried to make my
Yeah.
screen as big as
No
I can.
problem.
Well, when she sends
Yeah.
the recording, you'll be able to view it in full screen too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
that,
when I'm looking at my computer, I'll have questions. I know I have them. But it's hard for me to follow along right now. So
yeah.
not your
For
fault,
sure.
my fault.
Not problem. If you have any questions and concerns, of course, you have an option to feel free in reaching out through call, chat, or even emails. No problem.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Kathy, so much for your time. And thank you
Of
for being
course.
accommodating our time change
Thank
hiccup
you as
there.
well.
So
Sorry
I
about that. I forgot that daily saving time. My bad. But thank you so much for your patience, guys. And I love talking to you. I really learned something from you. And yep, talk to you soon. And I
all
hope you learned
right.
something today.
Yes, I did. I did. Thank you so much
Great.
for your time. We appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.